Revive. Hey, there we go. Had to hello everybody. It's gonna be a real long stream today. It's gonna be try to be a long stream today. As we are in the trenches of the trade deadline. Obviously no trades yet, but there were a few early in the morning deals that were pretty significant. Let's kinda talk about those. First one we'll talk about is the Columbus Blue Jackets acquiring Connor Garland from the Vancouver Canucks for a 2028 second round pick and a 2026 third round pick. Uh, if we've noticed since with a lot of these deals is that it's a seller's market, and the prices for a lot of players is pretty insane. Like you got was it Nick Dowd going to Vegas for a 2027 third, a 2029 second, and Jesper Vickman. You got Chicago getting a first round pick conditional in 2027 for Jason Dickinson. Obviously, there's other parts. You got Utah getting Mackenzie Weegar for 3 seconds, Olimata and Jonathan Castagna. You got Tyler Myers going for a second and a fourth. It's a lot. Teams are paying a lot for guys. Like especially the Leafs. Shocker, they actually made a deal. The Leafs trading Nick Waugh for a conditional 2027 first and a conditional 2026 fifth. It's a seller's market. You're going to get teams that are going to be willing to pay prices to improve their playoffs, like their chances. But anyways, back to the early morning stuff, like early in the morning while we were all asleep. Um, Columbus getting a good forward in Connor Garland for 2 picks. I like that deal, especially for the Canucks. They keep building for the future, which they need to do. Then you get, and for Columbus, they get very good middle forward scoring option, which I think we all love that, don't we? As a lot of teams are doing that. Then Buffalo making a couple of trades last night. They get Sam Carrick from the Rangers for a 2026 third and 2026 sixth. More depth forward option, like fourth line center uh, for Buffalo, which is nice. Always nice to have that. New York Rangers again continue their. They don't say rebuild. I say it is kind of a rebuild. They did it way too fast, trying to retool. They have young pieces over there in New York that they could easily be playing. Then you have Buffalo again trading for Luke Shin and Logan Stanley, so they get taller on defense. If you look up their defensive core, their smallest guy is Luke Shin at 6'2". Everybody else is about 6'3". I think there's a couple guys that are 6'7". Me, I would not want to be facing that decor in the playoffs. In the Winnipeg Jets get Jacob Bryson, Isak Rosen, a 2027 second round pick and a 2026 fourth round pick in that deal. Good for Winnipeg. Very top prospect. You get two picks and you get a defenseman to replace Wick Shen. a younger guy in Jacob Bryson to replace Hook Chen. So nice. And then the biggest one that this guy was actually asleep, and then found out this morning that he was traded. The Capitals, which I don't think anybody really expected this to ever happen. The Capitals trade John Carlson to the Anaheim Ducks for a conditional 2026 first round pick and a 2027 third round pick. I think a lot of people are. I never thought that that would ever happen. But Anaheim gets a very good defenseman. Yes, I'm drinking coffee. Obviously, if it's going to be a long stream, it's going to be coffee. Probably will have to grab something to eat. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here for. The trade deadline's at 3. Obviously, trades do still trickle in at about 4, 4:30, but I have work today at 5, so I don't think I'll be on till 5. We have John Carlson going to Anaheim. Good for Anaheim. Honestly, they're trying for a playoff push. They're the only team in their division that actually has a winning record. Everybody else in that division has technically losing records, even though they're not in first. Freaking Vegas Golden Knights with their 14 overtime losses is in first, which is insane. There's the loser point for you. So the condition on that first round pick is if Anaheim fails to qualify for the 2026 playoffs, they have the option to retain that pick and transfer the 2027 first round pick to Washington instead. I'm sure Anaheim's going to go. Uh, if we don't make the playoffs, you can have that first round pick in 2027 because that Anaheim team is going to be a good team for years to come. But this does kind of put a window on it, where this is almost kind of like one of those trades where they are going, you know what, this young team has played well this year. We need to reward them for it. Here's another veteran guy to supplement the young guys that we have on this team. And that decor need a little bit of improvement, and they definitely got it in John Carlson. And Washington, being still having the older parts still, they are getting younger guys coming in, but that pick and those 2 picks will definitely help them in their future. Um, It'll be very interesting to see what else we get out of the trade market today. We're obviously still waiting for trades. Obviously, it is 10 o'clock in the morning. Teams are starting to wake up. You'd love to see Toronto to make a trade at some point, but only trading Nick Law isn't gonna do it. Um, yeah, you see NHL rumors and all that stuff, but I usually go to so if I type in like Google search, I'm gonna go to like NHL trade, NHL trades. Uh, yeah, I go to NHL trades and it'll be usually look at like Twitter feeds and all that stuff. Be like what people are saying. Um, of note for fans of late night NHL trades, this was 11 hours ago by reporter Chris Johnson, which I actually love him as a reporter. Uh, the week's 23-man roster limit officially disappears at midnight Eastern, which should allow a couple pending deals to get formally processed. Only roster requirement of NHL teams from here is to remain cap compliant. If you look at, we go to Puckpedia. I don't mind Puckpedia. I like Cap Friendly a lot more. If you go to Puckpedia, I can send to a lot of that stuff. I couldn't care less. And you go to I just go to like the main. We'll just go back to TSN Trade Tracker. It's so much easier. TSN, I love TSN for the Trade Tracker. I just want Trade Tracker. Just excuse me for one moment because it's gonna be like, oh, Montreal Canadiens, what do we do? What do we do for the Montreal Canadiens? What do the Montreal Canadiens do? What do the Sens do? And then it's like the quiz. Who's representing number 71 better, Celebrini or Bonus? Who cares? Like seriously though, who cares? Like TSN's just kind of bored. They get bored very easily when it comes to the trade deadline stuff. Anyways, we have it on the side. You guys can't see it. You can only see me. You can only see me on here. That's fine. All you need to see is me and my reaction to trades, and I can tell you what trades happen and all that stuff. Hello, guys. This will be a long stream. Oh yeah, the Frontier said, "Do something, Brad." Which he has. He's made one trade. He doesn't want to. Oh, here we go. An hour ago, the New York Rangers have told teams they're prepared to keep Vinny Trocheck if they don't get the offers they're satisfied with. Per Elliot Friedman. So okay, that'll be interesting. Oh, so there is actually like one thing. So in baseball, I'm jumping up because there hasn't been much, right? There hasn't been anything really when it comes to hockey right now. When it comes to trades, so this has been the story every year. The Dodgers. So there's a guy called Andrew Tolles. They've been able to renew his contract every year. He needs health insurance. He's had a tough time with mental health and other health issues. He's been able to have his contract renewed every year since 2019. The Dodgers have found out that they can no longer said it is no longer possible to renew Andrew Tolles' contract, and the team is working with the Tolles family to figure out how to best move forward. Every year since 2019, the team has quietly renewed Tolles' contract so he can retain his health insurance while placing him on restricted list so he would not take a roster spot. So yeah, we're waiting on that. So they're gonna work that out. Let's see. I'm just going through Instagram right now, just seeing what. Oh, here we go. Uh, the Bears trade DJ Moore to the Bills for a couple of picks. That's honestly pretty good for Buffalo. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're going to try and get a big weapon for Josh Allen to try and break their funk. I mean, if only the Steelers knew how to fucking do that, because they have so many goddamn issues. Uh, yeah, no, I don't think that's just funny. I just found a funny one. This ain't true. Arbor High to the Maple Leafs for Cedric Poirier. No, that's just funny. That's just a fake one. We all know that's fake. Uh, okay. John Snyder has totally. Here's a story from John Snyder today. Well, a couple days ago. Game 7 of the World Series, bottom of the eighth. Jays up by one. Otani drew up third. Do you pitch to him? Snyder looked around for Scherzer. Hey, he said. What do you got? Oh, wow. Okay, so here's the full story. Within the third base dugout at Rogers Center, Snyder turned to the most trusted coaches, Don Mattingly, DeMauro Hill, and Pete Walker. Each weighed in, but Snyder wanted one more opinion before he made the final call, and that was Max Scherzer. He said, "Hey, what do you got?" Snyder asked. Scherzer well, Dodgers pitcher Emmett Sheehan started working his way out of trouble. Whatever you decide is going to be right, Scherzer replied. You've been making the right decisions all year. Scherzer then walked away and Snyder made his decision. The Blue Jays would pitch to Otani. Ultimately, Hoffman would allow a game-tying home run to Miguel Rojas, and the Dodgers would, would go on to win. But that moment illustrated how much trust had built between the 46-year-old manager and the 41-year-old pitcher. Max Scherzer brings more than just being a pitcher. He's a veteran. He's the voice in the locker room, which is great. Let's see. Oh, no, that's in the states. These two lines are now official. Uh, oh, that's from Montreal. That's not real. So David Pagnotta. We know Toronto will be active today. Barring a change in the team's current stance, the Leafs are expected to trade Bobby McMahon today. Multiple suitors in play. That was 2 minutes ago by David Pagnotta. Well, we'll see if that's true. We will definitely see if that's true. That was 2 minutes ago by David Pagnotta. Uh, we'll see if that actually happens because it's Brad Treliving and he doesn't like making trades. Let's just refresh the TSN. I honestly don't think anything has happened. Yeah, no, nothing has happened lately. So, yeah, nothing has happened yet. Oh, 87% of Canadians would vote to remain in Canada if a provincial referendum was held. Oh, the support for staying in Confederation was highest in Ontario at 95%. Holy shit. In Alberta, Canada at 94%. Support for sovereignty was strongest in Quebec and Alberta, where nearly 1 in 4 respondents say they would vote to separate. However, only 27% of Albertans and 25% of Quebecers believe a separation referendum would actually pass within the next 6 months. Nationally, just 1 in 5 Canadians would think such a vote would succeed. Yeah, that's just politics. Whatever. Nobody's going to separate. Uh, yeah, there isn't too much going on right now, obviously. But oh, here we go. We got a trade. Trade just happened, and it's a kind of like a change of scenery deal here. The Minnesota Wild acquired Bobby Brink from the Philadelphia Flyers for David Juracek. Yes, that happened a minute ago. So it's kind of like a change of scenery deal. It's not updated on TSN, but I get it on one of the Instagram pages that I follow. Bobby Brink to Minnesota for David Juracek. I mean, that's a honestly a good deal for Minnesota. Another depth score, good depth forward for them. A good young scorer for them, actually. Let's go. Let's go look up Bobby Brink's stats with Philadelphia this year. Now, Philadelphia has had a problem with scoring this year. This Bobby Brink's 24 years old. Um, Come on, Hockey DB. Get out of Hockey DB. We'll go. Here we go. Let's go NHL. Bobby Brink this year has 13 goals, 13 assists for 26 points in 55 games. I mean, he's 24 years old. This helps out. This helps out Minnesota. It's a good depth option. He's still 24 years of age. He's still relatively young. He'll help out Minnesota. Then it's David. Perfect, David. You're a check. It's like Google's watching me the entire time. Oh, because I'm live. David, you're a check. Yes. He's on year 3 of a deal. He's a right-handed shot defenseman. 22 years of age, so he's young. He's played 25 games. He has no points, 14 penalty minutes. Played 24 games with the Iowa Wild at 10 points. The change of scenery deal, it makes sense. You give a shot to the kid. He's going to be a restricted free agent at the end of this year. Now you give a shot. I mean, he was kind of screwed up by Columbus and kind of screwed up by Minnesota. But I like this deal by the Flyers. There we go. It just updated on TSN. Bobby Brink, right winger for David Yurchek, right hand shot defenseman. I don't mind the deal. It's just a change of scenery deal for both guys. I like what Minnesota is doing. I love what they're doing over there. Let's talk some other deals that happened yesterday. Uh, Later in the day was Detroit acquiring David Perron, who has played there before, from the Ottawa Senators for a 2026 fourth round pick. And then Ottawa again makes a deal. It almost seems like they were a buyer. They're kind of buyers seller kind of deal. Ottawa Senators acquire Warren Fogle for Warren Fogle and conditional 2026 third round pick from the Kings for a 2026 second round pick and a conditional 2026 third round pick. That's a weird deal. And then another one was the last one I'm going to talk about was Nashville Predators trading Michael Bunting to the Dallas Stars for a 2026 third round pick. Nashville, I feel like they need to do more. Their team is up there in age, and they have a lot of bad contracts thanks to their old GM Barry Trotz. Yeah, there's a lot of contracts on that team that need to go. Oh, and also the Jeff Petrie to Minnesota for a seventh round pick. I think Florida's going to do a couple of trades today to, I guess, retool. Like they're not going to make playoffs this year. There are some rumors that Bobrovsky is apparently could be traded. Like there's teams calling on him. That's a big contract to be trying to get. I mean, Florida would have. I think Florida would have to retain if they went for trading Sergei Bobrovsky, but we'll see what happens there. Um, let's go to the one that I think I'm going to talk about the most right now. Nick Waugh. Nick Waugh for a conditional first and a conditional fifth. Um, I like that move, especially in Colorado's part. Yes, you're probably paying a little bit too much, but that's the market. I mean, look at Vegas. They got Nick Dowd, a third, fourth line center for a second and a third. Jesus Christ! And I'm just gonna look Nick Dowd up real fast this year because I want to know what justifies Nick Dowd this year for second and a third. What word justifies getting Nick Dowd for that much? Because that to me is just I don't understand that deal. 55 games, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points. He's a -6. He's played 637 games, 88 goals, 104 assists, 192 points, plus 16. Um, yeah, that to me just seems like it's a. I mean, actually, you know what? Now just looking at it, like he's a 10 to 15 goal scorer consistently over the past few years. 2020, he had 11. 2021, he had 10. 2022, he had 13. 2023, he had 12. 2024, he had 14. This year, he has 4. So he's right now a consistent 10 to 15 goal scorer. But I'm not sure if I would pay a second or third, but it's a seller's market. So that's going to happen. Nick Waugh. The reason why Colorado is paying this much, Stanley Cup winner, uh, Stanley Cup winner. He's a big guy. He's a big guy and actually uses his body. He's a pain in the ass to play against. He is a pain in the ass, and Colorado's not just going to get him this year; they're also going to get him next year. So he's going to help out that team for a couple of years. This year is 5 goals, 15 assists for 20 points. But he was again another guy that would score 10 to 15 goals. And in the market that we're in this year, 10 to 15 goals will get you a huge price. That's why we're kind of waiting for Bobby McMahon when he gets traded. Because Bobby McMahon apparently is asking for way too much, in my opinion, when it comes to a contract. A 5 year, $5 million per year, to me, is just way too much. I mean, the past 4 years until this year, he was 15 goals, 14 goals, 13 goals, 15 goals. He was scoring 39 points, 30 points, 41 points, 31 points. He was getting points. He was doing his role on the third line. And in this market this year, that's going to get you a significant amount, a very good amount on the trade market. And that's what happened. Um, and good on the Leafs too. Like, I mean, they actually, if you think about it, they turned Mitch Marner to a first round pick eventually. Now, that still doesn't take the sting away from the, the horrible deal that was, but no, it was a good trade by Brad Treliving, but we're still waiting for more. We need more out of Brad Treliving. Because if we don't get more out of Brad Treliving, then yeah, I think we'll be calling for heads in the offseason. I think we already are now with Craig Berube. He needs to go. He needs to go. If I didn't see any of last night's game, but oh boy, that team needs a new coach. They need a new one. Here's the latest stuff from Elliot Friedman. Seattle has expressed interest in Mackie Semiskevich from the Panthers. Panthers will make them pay a high price. Wright would not be involved. So Shane Wright would not be involved in a trade for Semiskevich. Uh, Chris Johnson said there was no contract talk Thursday with Reeves and Martin or McMahon. There's a very high chance they will be traded. Let's kind of hope that's true because that would be good returns for both guys. Devils have talked to teams all week long on Simon Nemec. We'll only do it for a first line type forward, preferably center. Um, yeah, like the Devils to me, I think they need to move Jack Hughes off of center. Like Jack Hughes is a good player. He's a great player. I mean, scored the gold medal winning goal for the U.S. But my God, is he fucking injury prone? He's such a good player, but man, he's injury prone. Minnesota stepped back in the race for Vinny Trocheck. Price is too high. Carolina, Detroit, even Boston in on him. Yeah, and then we heard this was from Chris Johnson as well. But we've heard that New York is probably going to keep him if they're not going to get the right price. Avalanche tried to acquire Nazem Kadri on Thursday, didn't work out. Got Nick Roy. He would be deeply disappointed if he isn't traded. Um, the contract that Nazem Kadri has wouldn't. It might be too big to even just try and trade by itself. They would have to retain some salary on that deal because he's still got 3 more years left. Uh, that's 7 million per. So to me, it would have to be like a retain of salary. Now I have him on my fantasy team. He's been all right, but he's been more of a hit, like a big body. He would do well on a team that isn't Calgary. Let's see. It was very quiet Thursday around Robert Thomas. Utah believes it has the best package available to Blues, but still status quo. That was from Pierre LeBrun. Robert Thomas has been a big commodity lately. Um, but the Blues would have to get a fantastic return for him. He's a young guy still. I think he's like 20, 26, if I remember correctly. 26. Oh, he's got 5 years left at 8.1. St. Louis, you could easily trade him. Needs to. Would St. Louis really need to rebuild, or would they just need to be a retool? I think more of a retool. So years 3 to 7 clause. Does he actually have a no trade clause right now? Um, I mean, he is on year 3, so I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, I think he has a no trade clause, so he would have to waive it to be traded to a different team. Montreal among 15 plus teams circling on White Cloud. Calgary need to be blown away by offer. Lots of interest in Coleman. Offers not good enough. A lot of teams are talking with Calgary for trades. I mean that team needs a rebuild. Like, there's a lot of contracts that True Living signed, which, by the way, I think he also needs to go, but unfortunately, he's our GM for now. But I think Calgary needs to get rid of a few of the contracts. They did a good job in getting rid of Rasmus Anderson. But other than that, it's been kind of. But the old brigade still stay in Calgary. Vancouver, very little interest in Evander Kane. Real chance he stays with Canucks. Penguins considering deal to acquire Teddy Booger. That wouldn't surprise me. Teddy Booger used to play for the Penguins, and Pittsburgh, I guess, is gearing up for a playoff run again, which I don't think anybody really expected this year. It's going to be Jeff Skinner starting in net. It's going to be Arthur Silovs starting in net. Because there's also apparently rumors that Pittsburgh might trade Stuart Skinner. I've heard that recently that there are teams that are kind of asking for Stuart Skinner. Do I think that he's going to get traded from Pittsburgh? I'm not too sure. Leafs need the interest level to pick up on Oliver Ekman-Larsson. It's going to take a considerable offer for a deal to get done. Well, Over Ekman Larson has a 15 team no trade, no, 16 team no trade list. So yeah, and apparently Ekman Larson loves it in Toronto. He wants to stay there. But man, you could get a good return for Oliver Ekman Larson. And you've scratched him for the past 2 games for roster. No, the past 3 games for roster management. So you're obviously trying to trade him. Um, and here's what I was talking about. Good to see Vegas thinking about Bobrovsky or Bennington. San Jose has been rumored a lot on Bobrovsky. Panthers will explore. Panthers do need to explore that because, well, here's the problem. Panthers don't have another goaltender behind uh, Bobrovsky, like a young guy, because they traded him for Seth Jones. Now, I guess they did eventually win the Stanley Cup again, but they got rid of Spencer Knight to win that cup. And Bobrovsky's not getting any younger. I believe like 37, and his deal is pretty damn big. But Florida doesn't have a young goaltender behind Bobrovsky, and I think it's Vitek Vanacek, but he's not young. More stuff. Elliot Friedman also. So that was Elliot Friedman. Elliot Friedman also said Utah not expected to trade Nick Smoltz. Positive movement in contract talks. Odds he reaches free agency are now dropping. So he's going to be staying, and probably Utah's going to probably keep him. Now that actually makes a lot of sense. He's a good player. He can move. He can be the center. He can move to the wing whenever you whatever you want to do there. Um, yeah, and then we got this one, Kevin Weeks. So there was a rumor trade, Colton Parayko to Buffalo, but Colton Parayko squashed that, saying that he's not going to waive his clause to Buffalo. His preference is to stay in the Western Conference. Now, now that kind of makes his value less, like his asking by St. Louis less, because St. Louis doesn't want to trade him to a Western Conference team, because then they'll face him like 4 times a year. No, 3 or 4 times a year, something like that. I don't know how the schedule works. But I would think if I was St. Louis to try and trade him to a Eastern Conference team. You'll get more out of it. But now you're not going to get much out of it because Kings and Ducks among potential landing spots, and that actually really surprised me. Kings are one of those teams that is a buyer, yet they're not in a playoff spot. Uh, Kevin Meeks also saying Eric Hall drawing interest for teams who want a center. Ben Duhame and AJ Greer have interest from teams that want depth. Okay, so Eric Hall would be a good addition to a team. Depth options for 2 guys. Nashville needs to do more than just trade those guys. They need to get younger. And Elliot Friedman, some names to keep an eye on. Cole Cotter from New Jersey Devils, Maxim Sanders, Stephen Holiday from Ottawa, Oliver Bjorkstrand from Tampa, and Michael Cacconi of the Utah Mammoth. I'd be interested in Oliver Bjorkstrand if I were teams. I mean, he's not a bad scoring option for teams, but I don't see Tampa Bay doing that unless they're getting something good in return. There hasn't been trade since Bobby went for David Juracek, which is at 10:26. We're at 10:49, so 23 minutes since that trade. But obviously, it's trade deadline. It's gonna be like that for most of the day. And that's it for the rumor mill. Obviously, it's all speculation. We take some stuff with a grain of salt. Let's see here. We still got 4 hours till the trade deadline itself. Obviously, I'm not going to be here for all of it. I'm going to be here probably till maybe till 3. We're going to see. But obviously, I'm going to see if we can do some other stuff. But as of right now, we're just going to be talking about deals that happen as they happen, or previous deals from the past day or two. If anybody wants to jump in, come on in. Come on in. Because I love to talk sports or anything like that. I even love to talk about wrestling if anybody wants to talk about wrestling. I'll talk about anything. Anybody wants to jump in, they can jump in. We'll talk about anything right now. Let's see, what else? What else can we look up here? Just on my phone here. Just what can we talk about right now as we hit the 11 o'clock, as we're close to hitting the 11 o'clock mark of oh my god, yeah. That's boring enough. Get a message on Instagram. What's the message? Oh, it's from the group chat. Oh, the year is 2006. Reeves are read by Goldman as captain. Domi gets too many minutes. McCabe is a top pair. They refuse to rebuild. The year is 2026. Reeves are read by Gold Medal as captain. Domi gets too many minutes. McCabe is a top pair. They refuse to rebuild. Yeah. That's perfect. Perfect. Oh man. And that was the John Ferguson masterclass, I believe it was, of that team. Uh Reeves GM history. Who was the GM at that time? Oh yeah, John Ferguson. Uh, John Ferguson Jr. Masterclass. John Ferguson Jr. Masterclass. In meaning of he was a horrible general manager. Can I? Okay. I fucking hate hate that. You're still here. Yep. Can I share this even more? It's gonna go this. Yeah, well, I couldn't care too much about that. Uh, who's active? Well, we have like 6 active today. Jesus Christ. Why does nobody else have any time? You can come on my stream. I could not care less. Come and chat with me on there. Come and join my shit if you want to. Um, oh, actually, I wonder if I have the clipboard. Oh, there we go. Share. And come join the stream. Okay. Has anything else happened in trade deadline? Have the Reefs done anything more? Probably not, because Patron has his ass. I can tell because TSN just put out a video, a clip of Maurice Supreme Biron talks table tennis in the NHL. Challenges O-Dog to match. Good God. You can see that they just don't have anything to talk about besides one trade right now. Just one trade. Oh, okay. I don't want that full screen. Jesus Christ. I would rather have it have my thing full screen, but I just have it on the side because you can't see it. But I have this I have my Instagram on the side just so I can just because I do use Instagram. TSN's a little bit slow, but I do use Instagram to because there's a few other things that will actually uh, will actually show up. So what else do we have? Yeah, we have Facebook too, but God, why can't I exit Instagram? Just exit Facebook, please. Thank you. I mean Instagram. Just exit Instagram. There we go. Thank you. Let's see, what do we hear? We get a notification on Facebook. Oh, yeah. uh, Whatever, AEW. Um, I don't care. Oh God. Hockey news. Maple trading away valuable player. See, I don't. Hockey news on Facebook is honestly not that great because they'll clickbait the titles instead of actually delivering news, unless it's true. This is 2 minutes ago, but sometimes kind of I really do go, what the hell does that mean? I would suppose a trade that's recently happened, but I don't think so. Unless something pop up. Stan Bowman I'd say we're done making trades from 17 hours ago. I mean, when you don't have much cap space on there. Oh, Jesus. Uh, oh, what's this? Oh, shit. That was 15 hours ago. Ryan Poehling gets a 4-year, 3.75 per year deal with the Ducks, an extension. God damn. What has Poehling done this year with the Ducks? What has Ryan Poehling done this year with the Ducks to get that? I mean, he's always been like a depth or like a depth option. What has he done this year to get that deal? This was yesterday. Yes, there's a second year of a 2-year deal with 1.9 million pay raise. This year, 17 assists, 24 points in 54 games. I mean, depth or third, fourth line guy. What is the average per night? Time on H5, 11 minutes per night. So he's a penalty killer. He averages like 2 minutes a game on a penalty kill. I mean, good depth option. Not sure if we wanted to pay $3 million for that, but that's the rate nowadays for that kind of deals, especially with the cap that's going way up again this year. Been live for almost an hour now. Oh, top 10 Stanley Cup contenders. So for anybody that wants FanDuel, they have the top 10 Stanley Cup contenders when it comes to betting odds. I think number one is Colorado, in my opinion. I would say Colorado's the number one team. They're 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 I think still a fire wagon. Actually, I'm gonna just look at the standings now. I think they're still. I haven't been watching as much NHL as I used to. Oh shit! Just realized this in the Atlantic Division. Tampa Bay and Buffalo are tied for first. Tampa Bay is in first due to having more wins than Buffalo. But Tampa Bay also has 2 games in hand on Buffalo. I'm surprised Montreal hasn't started doing some stuff. I would think Montreal would be one of the teams that would love to do something with that team to get them over the hump. Let's look at the entire league because I think this is nuts. So you have a division and you have a division in the Western Conference. The Central Division. Colorado has 91 points. Dallas has 85, and Minnesota has 82. So you're going to tell me that right now, if I look at the conference, you're going to tell me that Dallas and Minnesota will be facing off right now, and they're the second and third best teams in the conference. The top three teams in the conference are from the Central Division. This is why we need to go back to 1 versus 8, like top eight, because you're going to have a good team out of it right off the bat, and it's embarrassing. You wouldn't, and then you got the Eastern Conference, which is hell right now. So you have Carolina, the best team in the East, at 84 points. Tampa Bay and Buffalo at 80 points. Detroit at 77. Montreal at 75. Pittsburgh at 75. Islanders at 75. Bruins at 73. Columbus at 72. Ottawa at 69. Washington 69. Philadelphia at 67. Toronto not making it this year. We're 8 points back of Boston for that wild card spot. Devils at 64, at 64, and the Rangers, who we lost to last night 6-2, at 56 points. But we would rather lose right now. We won our first round pick. The worst team in the NHL is the Vancouver Canucks at 43 points. San Jose in it, which is why I think they could do a move. Not sure if they really need to. They're a young team. They might get they might reward them in getting like a veteran, another veteran in that room for not like a big price. But no, Seattle's in that last wildcard spot with 67 points. Edmonton is also in the wildcard spot at 68 points. If you had it 1 versus 8, it would be Colorado, Seattle, Dallas, Edmonton, uh, Minnesota, Utah, and then Vegas and Anaheim. That would be more exciting than seeing how it would be in the wild card, where it'd be on the Western Conference. It would be Colorado would face Seattle, Vegas, fucking Vegas. At 72 points, their record is 29, 19, and 14 overtime losses. And they're in a playoff spot because of the loser point. They have 14 loser points. Edmonton's the only team. Anaheim's the only team in that division with a winning record, technically at 34 and 34, 24 and 3. Really, 34 and 27. They are the only team in that division with a winning record. I would love to see them win that division, but who knows? Don't. Who knows, right? Like you have the Central Division, the top three of the 4 teams in the NHL are in that division. And the way that the playoffs have worked is that you're going to have a team in Minnesota and Dallas face off against each other, and one of those teams is going to be out of it in the first round. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I don't think that I think it needs to go back to 1 versus 8, and everybody's calling for it. 1 versus 8, please. It would create more up. It would create more intrigue. It would do better. It would make the playoffs better, in my opinion. It would make it so much better in the NHL. But we have parity in the NHL. We do. We have so much parity in the NHL. Um, Eastern Conference. Tampa would play Boston. Uh, Carolina would play Montreal. That would be good. That'd be a good matchup. I think Montreal's making the playoffs this year again. I'll be cheering for Montreal in the playoffs. That's a team I would love to see make it. There's not going to be many Canadian teams. Montreal, Edmonton. Yeah, that'd be it. Montreal and Edmonton. Because I think Edmonton, uh, to me, Edmonton has a one glaring problem, and it's still the same as I said before. Edmonton's goaltending has always been okay. We'll bring in these new guys, and then get these new guys and get the old guys out of here fast. And then 2 years later, be like, oh, we need new. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's good. That's for San Jose. They were talking about Bobov possibly going to San Jose. San Jose resigns out Nick Dalkovich. Deal with 3 million per. Honestly, good on them. Oh, what's this? That's a good deal for San Jose. I mean, he's a very good. 2 weeks ago. Yeah, well, that didn't happen. Did it? GM business has spoken. We are not selling. Come on now, like that. That's we all know. We all know that. We all know that's happening. We all know that. We all know that they're selling. What? No, that's not the Garrett Wilson that would. There's another Garrett Wilson that plays hockey. 2 year deal, 3 million per. Uh, Good on the Sharks. That probably thinking that maybe Bobrovsky's not the guy we should really be going for, which I agree with. I think that he's always earned age, and two, uh, just way too much money to bring on, especially with the contract that he still has. He's 37 years of age. I don't, I honestly don't think that any time for Sergei Bobrovsky. I think that's just way too. Oh shit! You know what? They might. He's a restricted free agent at the end of this year. So Florida could retain like 50% of him and trade him off and get stuff in return. Now just looking at it, last year of a deal, he's been very valuable for Florida. But I can see Florida now going, "You're old. We could probably get stuff in. We could get probably stuff in return for you. So we'll trade you." Which would be probably the best for them. But good move by San Jose. I think that that was the better move for them. re-signing the Dugovic 2-year deal and 2-year extension for him, which is good. He's been good for the Sharks this year. Um, Not everybody for the Sharks is going to be like a big name player, but they're a team to watch out for in the next. Actually, they could be a team to be good this year, especially with Macklin Celebrini being the way he's been. Especially if you saw him in the Olympics. Oh man, he's going to be something else. He's going to be a superstar if the NHL knows how to if they to properly produce their properly uh, showcase superstars, which we all know isn't true. We all know that they don't they all know they don't like doing that. Darren Drago and why the trade deadline is so important for the Leafs. It's not going to be easy to attract players to Toronto because the media has been awful for fucking Toronto Maple Leafs trying to acquire anybody on that team. Anyways, I'm going to be right back. Yeah, I'm going to be right back. Um, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Uh, has any really happened since I was gone for a few minutes? I know nobody's on here, but honestly, I'm actually kind of enjoying this being right. Just trying to get whoever else wants to be, or whoever wants. I mean, anybody else want to be on here? I hope you can't hear. I can, but I'm just seeing stuff here. Reefs Raiders. Reefs trade Maple Reefs. That's 5 days ago. Okay, there we go. Eric Johnson 3 minutes ago. Can't believe Scott Rotten is still out there. Contenders should be all over him. Ro AAV does everything well, and he's the ultimate team player. That's so much for a team on and off the ice. Glue guy. Every teammate loves him. One of my favorites. Feel like he would be a great fit in Detroit. That's from Eric Johnson, the former defenseman in the NHL. Wouldn't be too bad. Um, yeah, nothing else has happened yet when it comes to trades. I'm gonna go Puckpedia here, and we're gonna go. Yeah, we'll go to Puckpedia because I know there's been a couple of signings we can talk about. Yeah. So past few days. Oh, here's one. Kiefer Sherwood. Uh, has had a great has a has had a good year so far for the San Jose Sharks. Um, as he signed since he got traded to the Sharks and has signed. Well, he signed a couple days ago a 5-year, 5.75 million per year uh, deal with the Sharks to in the next 5 years after this year. Um, he is a guy. He well, I mean, his contract breakdown after this year will be yeah, 5.75 per year. Oh God. So the first year of the deal is a no trade clause, and then after that it's a long clause. Well, I'm not sure if I like that deal. Not sure if I like that deal whatsoever. Um, Only because he's 30 years old, and this year is his. He's coming off a contract where he's getting paid 1.5, and now next 5 years he's going to be paid 5.75. In 44 games, he had 17 goals, 6 assists. With the Sharks, he's played 5 games. He has 1 goal, assist with 2 points. I mean, that's his pace, but God, I'm not sure if I'd be paying $5.75 million like, for him. I mean, this is his highest scoring pace. Like, I mean, Even in, well, 2024-25, he had 19 goals, 21 assists for 40 points in 78 games for the Canucks, which is actually good. But other than that, I mean, it was started in Anaheim, had didn't play much. Played in Colorado for 37 games, had one goal. Played in Nashville for 2 years, had 17 goals. Played in Vancouver, uh, had his high scoring output, but this is his career year this year. This will be probably his best goal scoring year this year, but not sure if be paying that much for a guy that isn't like he's right now he's a scoring he's a bottom six scoring guy, but still not sure about. But it helps Bobby McMahon out when it comes to an extension because he can look at Keith. Hey, look what this guy got for being a good scoring option. Same player, except Bobby McMahon's faster than Kiefer Sherwood. But I mean, the comparables are so. Yeah, we'll exit the page. I'm fine with that because honestly, I'm pretty much done talking about Kiefer Sherwood. Is this charging at all? It's still 23%, but it's completely fine as long as it's like that. Uh, yeah, you can tell that TSN's kind of getting bored at this point. I think everybody gets bored at a certain point during the trade deadline just because of nothing happening. And of course, nothing happens during the first couple hours of the trade deadline. Everything happens like 3 hours, 2 hours before the trade deadline, just to get everything, just to get everything going. Uh, let's see here. Let's see if I can still get stuff out there. I can get somebody to even just watch this. Watch what I'm doing right now. Uh, Obviously, people, you're about to watch this afterwards. I'm not sure if you're gonna watch the whole thing, but we can uh, we can definitely get it out there. But we're gonna get this out there. Yeah, just Mike. Oh, Mike Howell. Yes, I am. I don't have any viewers, but I don't care. I like doing. I actually I love doing this. I love being able to speak my mind. Um, let's change topics a little bit from hockey and sports. Let's go to. Oh, actually, you know what? Just 1 second. I'm just gonna grab what I just made. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Just had to grab my popcorn that I. Okay, so nothing has happened. Um, okay, but let's talk about. New Japan Cup. New Japan 26. Uh, Alright, there we go. That I haven't been able to watch the New Japan Cup just yet. I usually do probably watch it later. First round match. The first one was Don Fowley versus Aaron Wolf. Uh, is there a rule one on the New Japan Raw louder than Don Fowley? The man is such a terrible wrestler that he breaks kayfabe. Oh God. He wears Vans when he wrestles, and I suspect it's because he's physically incapable of tying up boots. His punches miss the mark by miles. He moves like gelatin, and he is horrendously out of shape. So of course he eliminates Aaron Wolf. Fuck's sake. The flagship used the phrase booking malpractice to describe Wolf's loss to Ren Narita. And consolidating it here is indescribably bad. Wolf needed to be booked against Sabre Juniors and Gotos. He needed wrestlers who would work a technical style. Yeah, and Wolf gets placed with House of Torture, and House of Torture is horrible. Still fucking horrible. Like, what the hell? It's the booking of this regime, and it always will be when it comes to New Japan, because it's just horrible, and it good. Yuya Uemura defeats Great Khan. Makes sense because Great Khan is not a main event guy. Good job. Yeah, 3 and a quarter stars. Nice. So that probably is a match I'll probably watch. Um, Bolton Ulrich, after beating Tomohiro Ishii, defeats El Phantasmo. Right move here. Bolton Ulrich is very good here. Love it. When Narita defeats Taichi, that makes sense. But it's fucking House of Torture, so House of Torture is going to be in this. Yeah, seems like I should not really watch much of these matches from the New Japan Cup, like involving the tournament. So that's not good to hear. But that's always been seems like the problem with New Japan when it comes to booking. They're just not that great with it. and because of that, they suffer. They would suffer because of, oh, we had a trade here. Oh God, it's good. Alex Guindron and Massimo Rizzo for Red Harrison and Jackson Edward. Yay! Some AHL deal. Here's your next trade. It's AHLers for AHLers. It's the who fucking gives a damn trade. It's the we need something to post up there. Here's a trade to announce. That's not a trade you announce. You just go, here, we'll just place it on the NHL trade tracker because we need to talk about it. Because hell, we don't have anything really else to talk about. It's a boring has trade. So we've had two trades so far this morning, and that's not really enjoyable for me to talk about. And that trade, I'm not even going to talk about. There's no point. Yippee! You get it's 8 hours for 8 hours. So unless you're going to use them, Philadelphia might. Who knows? One thing Philadelphia needs is goaltending, but they won't do that because there's no real sense in doing that. No sense at all. Yeah, like here, my phone posted the trade, and it like kind of like, oh, here's the trade to announce. Oh, here's something kind of important for Blue Jays fans here. Ricky Tillman hasn't resumed throwing yet after being shut down with left elbow soreness 10 days ago. He had an MRI at the time that didn't reveal any structural damage. Blue Jays manager John Snyder. Hopefully in the next couple of days he should be back at it. Fuck, I feel bad for that. For fucking Tommy John surgery, and his elbow still isn't right. Now, now is it? Oh, it says. Oh well, good thing I don't go into United Airlines. That is okay. It kind of makes sense. Just reading this here. So luckily, don't go to the States, but for anyone who uses United Airlines at any point, United Airlines is officially requiring headphones on flights. Plain audio out loud can now get you kicked off the flight or banned for life. So here's the question, right? If you're gonna get kicked off the flight, what if you're already on the flight? What if you're already in the air? Right? You're already in the air and you're playing the audio out loud. What are you gonna do? Land somewhere, get you off, like kick you off the flight, and that's it. Now I'm seeing this here: a mock trade parking the pick for Austin Matthews. Who'd say no? The reason it's Austin Matthews. Okay, that would be something if that were to actually happen. Generally, a 0.00000.1% chance this happens. But imagine this is really Ovi's last season and he says, fuck it, trade me to a contender before the deadline. Would be weird to see him anywhere else, but imagine what a deadline day that be. That would be nuts if he just says, now I want off this sinking ship in Washington. Trade me to a contender now. Jesus Christ, you heard that. Like, just think in your mind for a second. If you hear Ovechkin say that to you, you'd go, are we out of, we're not making the playoffs this year? And you say you want out? Hey, any NHL team out there that wants Ovechkin, you're going to have to pay a very good, a pretty penny for, uh, for a guy who can still score 30, 40 goals a year. The highest scoring, the highest goal scoring NHL player in NHL history. I said NHL player in NHL history. I don't care. It's my stream. I can do whatever I want. But just imagine that. Oh God, if the Leafs somehow win the lottery and get Gavin McKenna, that would be just godsend. That would that would be godsend from the hockey gods if we got Gavin McKenna. Oh, yeah, another. Oh, there was been future considerations were added to that deal. Yeah, another trade. Nick Foligno to Minnesota from the Chicago Blackhawks for to be determined. That's an interesting deal. You would wonder what kind of price. Sorry, I'm just gonna text buddy here. Okay, so I wonder what the asking price is going to be for Nick Foligno. I mean, Chicago's doing, right? But I wonder what the asking price is going to be for Nick Foligno. Is it going to be a ridiculous? I hope Minnesota's not paying a lot. I hope they're not paying a lot for Nick Foligno, because if they are, that to me is going to be a brutal trade. CNN fact checker grills ODOG. CNN. Jesus. Grills ODOG for outrageous past statements. Wow. Uh, yeah. Oh, Emily Kaplan was the one that reported this. Nice. Nick Foligno joins his brother Marcus in Minnesota. Well, that's cool. The Foligno brothers, the Foligno brothers are going to be in Minnesota. Details to come. I mean, it did just happen right before. Uh, that's pretty funny. Uh, oh, this is the problem with the frame. So apparently, this is what I just saw. Ryan Pinder. I'm not sure how much of a trusted source he is, but if he is, this is what annoys me. Suggesting Kadri was Kipper. So Nick Kiprios suggesting Kadri was Neri Av's property, but Frame's ownership wasn't on side. Frame's ownership needs to get their nose out of the business of the Frames. That their owners are the final decision makers, somewhat. But the GM is trying to do his best to make this team competitive, and one of the ways you do it is possibly by trading Nazem Kadri. They are not. They're not a contender. They're not a championship winning. They're just not. But the Flames think that this team could win a Stanley Cup. Now you're running Dustin Wolf into the ground by giving up like 30 shots a game. But that's not my problem. It's not my problem at all. They want to be that way, then fine. Yeah, that. Trump's war on Iran is already causing gas prices to skyrocket, worsening the U.S. affordability crisis. Yeah, because gas is now like gas everywhere. It has skyrocketed in because Trump stupidity. Yep. Edmonton Oilers and Montreal Canadiens are linked to AJ Greer. Okay. Um. Yeah. See that. Uh, God, there isn't a big amount when it comes to deals. Okay, that would be uh, a pretty. I guess it would be a pretty good one. A pretty good mock trade here. The Ducks go up there and they receive Oliver Ekman-Larsson. This is a mock trade. And the Leafs receive Pavel Minchikov, who is not happy with being now because he's not getting the minutes. He's still young, but he isn't given enough time under the coach. And a 2026 second round pick. That would be a good deal by Toronto. Oh, the trade is Nick Foligno to the Wild for future considerations. So for most of the time, future considerations, 99 times out of 100, future considerations is nothing. What? What the hell is that? What? Future considerations for Nick Foligno? What did Minnesota say? We don't. Chicago just said we don't want anything in return for Nick Foligno. What do you mean? You can get something for Nick Foligno, and instead you just go uh, future considerations. Future considerations usually means nothing in the NHL. So that just that's just odd. Oh, there's another Andrew Philponi. The Pittsburgh Penguins are trying to acquire forward Shane Wright ahead of the deadline. I wouldn't mind that deal for Pittsburgh. Shane Wright's a young guy and just I mean Seattle stunted his growth. They did. Seattle did a horrible job when it came to growing him. Now, yes, he did fall down the depth chart, and apparently yeah, uh, like it. I don't understand I don't understand why Chicago goes. Yeah, we just want future considerations for Nick Foligno. That's just not worth it. I'm just seeing this ring right now. Somebody Instagram and someone posted on Twitter. McDavid signs a team-friendly discount for the ages, and his GM slaps Jason Dickinson and Tristan Jarry in front of his face and says, This is the best I can do. We all know at the end of that 2-year deal that Connor McDavid is leaving Edmonton. Like, I'm sorry. That's just what it's going to be. It's going to be that's McDavid. Edmonton is wasting McDavid. They're wasting Draisaitl. They're wasting all these guys, all these the 2 star players that they have, and just trying to build a team around him has just been horrible. That is that just doesn't sound great. I think Edmonton needs. Edmonton needs to learn how to build a team around 2 of the best players in the world, and they just never. I don't think they would care. I mean, look who is the general manager of the team? It's Stan Bowman. Edmonton will never do that because they'll never be able to build a team. Like here it is here. Stan Bowman and Oilers this season. Trade away 2027 first, a 2027 third, 2028 second, 2029 second. Stuart Skinner, Brett Kulak, and Andrew Mangiapane. Uh, added Spencer Stastny, Spencer Stastny, uh, Tristan Jarry, Samuel Poulin, Connor Murphy, Jason Dickinson, Colton Dawg. Has Stan Bowman done a good job in Edmonton? No. Edmonton doesn't even have their first round pick this. There have been there have been 8 first round picks traded. And Ottawa has to forfeit theirs because of the whole Evgeny did not that enough thing. It feels like to me. So Battery Living hasn't done anything today. I right now would not be surprised if Battery Living does nothing today. If he doesn't do anything today. But we're still 3 hours away from the trade deadline. But it's it wouldn't surprise me. Drew Irvin doesn't like to make trades. He doesn't like to make moves. Ovechkin just said today is the saddest day of his career, and then like with the Carlson deal. I don't know. I'm still here, so we'll see. It's a hard one. They've been teammates for a long time, and well, unfortunately, that's what happens when your team's not in the playoffs and you have to be a seller, and that's what happened in Washington. They had to sell because they're not a playoff team. They won't be a playoff team this year. Um, let's kind of take a look at the defensive cores of teams that just made trades. Utah is going to be could be Sergachev, Rieger, Smith, Dursey, Cole, and Moreno. That's really good for Utah. Edmonton is Ekholm, Bouchard, Wallman, Murphy, Nurse, and Emberson. That's it's an upgrade, but it's still not going to get done. For Dallas, it's Wendell, Heiskanen, Harvey, Lundqvist, Michelle. Oh, and Tyler Myers. Yeah, that's a trade. Tyler Myers and 50% of his salary was retained for for I think draft picks. Taves, McCarr, Manson, Burns, Kulak, and Malinsky. Great job by Dubas, by the way. Honestly, great job by Dubas. Witherspoon, Carlson, Gerard, retain Shea, and Clifton. Honestly, great job by Kyle Dubas. Um, Trading Kulak to get Samuel Gerard. Gerard helps their team more than Brett Kulak would have. The race discussions between Islanders and Canucks involving Connor Garvin. It didn't happen. Connor Garvin ended up going to Columbus. Fight night, Thursday, March 12th. Great. Nothing. Wow. Schools are removing analog clocks because teachers can no longer read them. I wonder if that's a in most Republican states in the U.S. because Republicans don't give a shit about their uh, ratings, about their uh, school rating, like school scores, grades. What's going on here? Okay. Okay, I'm still live. Okay, good. Good, good, good. I'm still live. I'm just gonna. Yep, I'm still live. Um, it's a darker on my end. Hopefully, it's not on your end. But still live. I'm gonna probably gonna be live for the next hour, and then we'll. How do I turn off this battery? Power save. Battery saver off. There we go. And then we'll go. Just go with a darker. Myself. I know it's a low powered charger connected. Uh, latest trade was Nick Farino for future considerations. Now, I'm going to be on here for the rest of this hour, and we're done. Now we're good to go. Oh, that's one day ago, Nick. Well, I was traded. Yep. It just seems like the Reefs just. Yeah. The Daily Show is doing what few shows can gain young viewers. Yeah, because they're funny and they know what the hell they're talking about. Oh, God. Um. Oh, here's another mock trade that would be hilarious, and it would go with the theme that I've always knew. Let's see this trade. Edmonton sends Ryan Nugent Hopkins, Darnell Nurse, and Tristan Jarry to St. Louis. Uh, Edmonton gets Jordan Bennington, Colton Parayko, and uh, Brady Shen. Or Braden Shen. What? That would be nonsense. Why would that wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. That wouldn't make your team better. That wouldn't make your team any better. It would make no sense to go ahead and well, actually, Edmonton would do it. Even that one wouldn't make too much sense either. There's a lot of mock trades that I see, and I just go, "What the hell?" Here's one. Here's another one. Uh, Ottawa receives Stuart Skinner as 2027 second in a 20, I believe that's 2028 six with Shane Pinto. So I guess So I'm guessing a lot of fans in Pittsburgh just don't like Stuart Skinner. Just like a lot of fans in Edmonton didn't like Stuart Skinner. He's not an NHL starting goaltender. I mean, Edmonton because like it was more like a change of scenery deal, and it hasn't hasn't made sense. Oh God, it's getting to the point now, Mason. Uh, Keith Perry shuts down a Reefs question at Sargent's TFC introduction. Like, like this is the reason why a lot of people think that Toronto won't acquire anybody because like won't you know what I mean? Like won't attract anybody to come join because the fucking Toronto media is so goddamn hard on the Reefs. Oh, oh, there we go. Got another trade. Tampa Bay acquires. Yeah, Corey Perry's going back to Tampa Bay Lightning. Um, for a second round pick. And it's going to be it's TBD on what year that second round pick is. Corey Perry going back to the Lightning. Boy, am I not surprised. Or second round pick too. Holy shit! It is definitely buyers definitely a seller's market. Corey Perry, 40 years old. Yes. Uh, Stats for Corey Perry this year. Still Los Angeles King. Well, no. Always been a depth scoring guy. 50 games, 11 goals, 17 assists for 28 points. I mean, good depth option. I don't mind this trade for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they're not giving up a roster for it. I mean, he's going to play every game for the Lightning. Probably. Like, I mean, he's been. Oh, shit. Maybe playing a little bit too much for a 40-year-old. He's been averaging about 13. His last 5 games 15, 17, 13, 16, 10. Well, the 10 minutes in that night, he had 17 minutes of penalty match. So he's been playing most of every night for about 15 minutes a night. Now, I'm pretty sure when he gets to Tampa Bay, he'll be his minutes per night is going to be lowered to what it should be, but we'll see how that goes. It's been a pretty uneventful trade deadline right. Toronto obviously doesn't want to make a trade. Why? Why? Because their asking prices are too high. Like it shouldn't be too high when you have a seller's market that is. Like I mean, come on. Tampa Bay acquires Corey Perry, a 40-year-old man, for a second-round pick. And you're telling me you can't trade Bobby McMahon or Scott Rotten or any of those guys for a good return, or you don't want to, or Keith Pelly is telling you, no, I think they're of. Have you seen the past results from the other nights? Hell, did you see the result from last night? 6-2 to the New York Rangers, who are the bottom feeders of the Eastern Conference. And they're selling. Like, make it make sense, man. Just make it make sense. But it just befuddles me that they don't do anything right now. Like, they don't want to do anything at all. Like, I mean, great return for Nick Law, but captain trade and official deal. Yeah, sure. Farino? Nick Farino was traded. Fucking Reeves Insider on Facebook goes, oh, Captain traded. It's like, and it shows Nick Farino in a Reeves jersey. And it's like, why Nick Farino played in the fucking bubble? All that shit. We all know. We all know he's back with the Reeves. So don't bullshit like that. Anyways, no exit Facebook. We all know shit like that. Stop trying to hold that shit. Moon Captain gets traded. Yeah, you show him in the Reeves jersey. Fuck, do a better job, will you? Be like an insider, like a Facebook or anything. Do a way better job at doing shit like that. Let me put the Facebook notifications here. Nothing. Nothing was pull up. Okay. Oh well. It's the latest trade going to the Tampa Bay Lightning for a second round pick. Don't know what your second round pick is going to be. See if I can find out on Instagram. Through stuff that I like to see here. No, nothing, none of that. Report NHL. Nothing officially on that about Corey Perry either. So that trade is official, well, somewhat official. We're just waiting on other stuff. Um, Pretty uneventful. No word on the on what the pick is. Another team that I'm really surprised that hasn't done anything is the Montreal Canadiens. I thought that they would be. They're trying to do something, trying to help out their maybe even acquire a goaltender because I think that's what their biggest need is. But there isn't really a goaltending like a big goaltending market out there. Yeah, there isn't really a goaltending like a team that's willing to give up a goaltender right now. Yeah, there isn't really a goaltending market, so I don't see uh a goaltender getting. Well, there is like Bobrovsky, but I mean, Florida would Florida would be probably maybe willing to trade him. Florida would have to retain salary, but not sure if they will be. Um, Florida might think that they're still a playoff team, which I don't think. I think this year is kind of a wash year for them. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think Washington. I think Florida is. I think Florida is not going to be trading Bobrovsky. Just. I mean, you have like one like the year of his deal retained. He would. Some team would want him at like $5 million with salary retained, of course. What Florida would have to give up as well, get him away retained. Like I mean, they would get a lower value. Actually, no, they would get a higher value for retaining salary. But would a team want Bobrovsky? There will be teams out there that will want a goaltender like Bobrovsky. He's not doing well this year, but at least he's won the like back-to-back Stanley Cups. Now here's another here. Columbus receives Tommy Novak second and a third for Kent Johnson and a fourth. That would be a fine deal. Uh, Kent Johnson's younger, would make your team a little bit younger, which is I think one Pittsburgh's an odd team. They're buyer, but if they get younger, they'd be fine with that. But we'll see how it goes. Uh, just this weekend. Oh, it's April 11th. That's not this weekend. That's next month. It's 12:30 now. You know what? I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna end the stream here. You guys can obviously watch it back and enjoy me of 2.5 hours. Well, close to 2.5 hours of me just rambling on about everything. Even me looking at my phone trying to see if there's anything to report on. Oh, not. Uh, but there isn't really anything right now. I'm gonna end stream. Enjoy your day, everybody. Like, comment, share, all that stuff, and hopefully, I'm Well, we're gonna do this Monday. The a podcast on Monday. Won't be a long one. It'll be kind of like an aftermath of the trade deadline. Yeah, it probably will be because I'm gonna have to look back at the trade tracker and go through the bigger deals. But anyways, have a good rest of your day, everybody, or have a good weekend. And we'll see you soon.